The Beach FM Business Lunch Show, brought to you by PlaceMakers Kapiti Horowhenua. Together we're building New Zealand.
Welcome back to the Business Lunch Show on Beach FM 106.3 with Damian on your Wednesday afternoon. Let's talk tourism now. Let's talk adventure. Let's talk hospitality. Let's talk to Matty J, all the way from Pukerua Bay, also fly-by-wire and coffee at Ian's. G'day, Matty.
G'day, Damian. How you going?
I'm very well, my friend. Well, I say my friend, but I'm going to throw it out there right now. Matthew is actually my first cousin. Our mums are sisters, and he's a very proud local boy, and it's about time we hear from him. So how are you doing through this lockdown, cuz? Because we can't get near each other.
Well, lockdown, to be honest, has been boring as hell. It's been, it's been 7 weeks of just chilling at home within your bubble. I'm itching to get back to work. I'm itching to fly my plane again. I'm itching to send people skyward. It's been okay in general. I mean, it's been, for us as a country, I think it's actually been quite a good thing. We've sort of slowed down for a minute and stopped, and we get to think about things. And really, it's made most of us quite humble with how little we need to survive.
Absolutely.
You know what? The number one thing I've asked anyone what they miss about this lockdown is their friends and their family.
Absolutely.
Number one. It's not swimming pools, it's not movies, it's not Kmart, it's friends and family.
Absolutely. That's number one on my list. Definitely. Hey,
Absolutely.
Hey, Matty, you're not just the guy that is up in a valley flying a plane. You know, people listening to the show have probably talked to you many a times because your family has run that beautiful station at the bottom of Paekakariki Hill for, the last 30 odd years?
That's correct. 28, that's correct. 28 years. So it was when I was 7 years old, my father bought that service station in Paekakariki. I started working there myself when I was 13, right up to when I was 22. And then we changed it out and bought the coffee shop in, which I started in the coffee shop a couple of years ago. So I was fortunate enough to work at the service station, for that 9-year period, during which time I worked at the original fly-by-wire site up the canyon behind, and then moved into university where I did marketing and management and picked up a manager's role at a bar, which is 1841 in Johnstonville, before branching out to the cleaning industry, where I was the youngest branch manager in ISS history at 25 and ran a $1.4 million portfolio between Southland and Otago, so it's basically Queenstown to Bluff, before coming back and running all of Victoria University cleaning, which is a $2.5 million contract. It's been really, really good because I was, people call it finger on the pulse. It was foot on the throat. That's how you manage 120 staff. You don't do it with pleasant words and nice intentions. Good intentions do not get things clean. So it's a completely different world, of course, going from that and then going back into my passion, back into the tourism, back into the local community. Working at the coffee shop's just been fantastic in terms of touching base with locals again. More so up the canyon when they come up for a fly. Where are you from Power Brand? That's fantastic. Let's go. I recognise you from school.
Absolutely.
So that's the beauty. The beauty is being back on the coast and being amongst people you love, doing what you love, and the passion and the energy and the drive is just there. It doesn't come at a price. It's not something you need to build up. It's something that just flows natural.
Absolutely.
And just comes together.
Let's talk about those steps, mate. You did go from running those portfolios, those people, to running yourself. How did you take that step from giving up the rat race, the corporate world, if you will, to follow that passion? Like, how did those steps come about?
Well, there's a thing in life where you've got to seize opportunities. If you do not seize opportunities, they turn into regrets, right? I found the transition was phenomenal. I was, you call it rat race, I call it happily miserable. And that's when you drive an hour and a half to your office and you get there and, you walk in and you check emails and you get a cup of coffee and then it's smoko and then it's 11 o'clock. You've got 2 Zoom meetings to do with guys in Auckland and then it's been lunchtime. And, after a 9-hour day and you just trudge home and you've been out for 14 hours, you've probably done about 3 hours worth of work.
Yeah.
Happily bloody miserable, chained to a desk in the same rat race over and over. It's like Groundhog Day over and over again. So as soon as I had the opportunity to follow my dream and to do something for myself, I tell you what, I am the happiest guy sweeping those stairs. I am the happiest guy clearing off the possum poo from the track or whatever, because I'm doing it for myself. And it really is just it's a monumental step, really.
Absolutely.
You would have had a very, very, very similar experience yourself, going from the bank through to radio.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, you're following a passion, and it doesn't matter how much you get paid for it, or in fact, that doesn't even come into factor in your mind.
Sometimes you don't even.
Whereas, that's exactly right. You do it for love, you do it for passion. It's not about the money. The money comes when the passion is delivered.
That's the one. Well, mate, let's talk about those steps of how long has Fly-by-Wire been back? What were some of those teething issues at the start of getting it back up and running?
Wow. So we started this project in 2018, right? I was regional manager for a different business, running completely segmented thing. Like it was cleaning and flying planes. It's two absolutely different things. So there was no crossover there. What we obviously had to do was get council consent, and then it was transit, WorkSafe, OSH. Everybody had to consent for this operation before we got it underway. It took us about a year to build the site. Fences, tracks, hangar, plane, cables, and then of course get everyone to come in and certify it and get WorkSafe in to make sure that all our processes are in place. To write the whole health and safety portfolio in order to push it through to WorkSafe in order to get that tick off.
Yep.
And they're all very, very good and very, very cooperative. WorkSafe basically said, look, stick up a no smoking sign and make sure you've got how much for everyone and away you go.
Yeah, nice. Outstanding.
Which is nice. But I mean, that process did take a year.
Yep.
And then after that, we still had to wait another 6 months just to get consent.
Wow.
So all in all, it was probably an 18-month wait from the let's do this to the first customer in the plane, which was quite a mission.
What things have you learnt from being a man that, managed the people and the things, but now you're managing your own company and just yourself? How did you keep that drive from focusing on so many people to now focusing on yourself?
Well, as you know, a leader works from the front. You got to be on the coalface. You've got to know your business before you work above your business. And I've always maintained that philosophy. I was always the first one on a buffing machine. I was always the first one on my hands and knees scrubbing the floor in front of my staff, working together as a team. And then from running a team to not running a team, just running myself, was absolutely quite a big change.
Yeah. But
like I said before, you never work harder than you can work until you work for yourself.
Absolutely.
And that's really just the crux of it, because you're no longer working for the man, you are the man.
Yeah, absolutely. You are, as buck stops with you. Hey, Matty, let's talk. Let's talk business. Let's talk how you before pre COVID-19. How were you thriving in your newfound business?
Wow. So we launched Fly-by-Wire in August last year. Okay, so we'd only been operating for 6 months. The month before COVID hit, we had our busiest month out. I'd done more than 300 flights in that month. So you can work that out, 30 days, that's 10 flights a day. But it wasn't. It was 30 flights on a Saturday, it was 20 flights on a Sunday, it was 5 on a Monday, 2 on a Tuesday, 15 on a Wednesday, But the averages were there. It was absolutely phenomenal month. And then COVID hit, and the numbers obviously plummeted. To the point that we just had to close the doors and shut it down. But of course, that was up to government control there as well.
Of course.
Which lots of businesses are in that same boat. Of course, Fly-by-Wire is, even though we've had a lot of local involvement, which has been fantastic, and I hope to really continue that this year. The target market there is internationals, and at the moment we have no internationals. So what we're doing at Fly-by-Wire is opening up the likes of Grab One and Treat Me, and Lux, and what they do is offer discounted flights to locals. So you can get a flight for as low as $79 instead of the recommended retail of $149. So virtually fly 2 for 1, just through Grab One or any other of the portfolios.
Of course. Hey, Matty, how is this industry going to adapt and survive during this time? I mean, I know with yourself, you're keeping engaged by continuously posting great videos of your experience and stuff, and keeping them in the front mind of your clients and possibly more clients. But how do you see this industry surviving at this moment in time?
The only way this industry will survive at this moment in this time is if everyone was doing what I was doing, and that is basically pushing it through your local avenues, sticking it on Grab One, giving discounted rides, be it bungee jump, shot over jet, fly-by-wire, whatever it is, paragliding, whatever it is, give the locals discounts, all right, and get those numbers up. And that's the only way to do it. And we can only do that is if our local community starts traveling locally, spending locally, and experiencing locally. Which is going to be, again, another positive thing to come out of this whole COVID situation is that all of a sudden, we do realise that what we have around us can be utilised better to our advantage.
Absolutely. Lastly, cuz I want to talk about you mentioned travelling locally there. We've all driven into the garage, into the coffee shop. How was the first day back this morning? What was the change in the air?
Oh, it was fantastic. I tell you what, we've done maybe half of what our normal turnover would do, but we're just to see those faces again, to have the people come in, to say hello again was just it's just a real sense of community when you do open up a business again, and you see that guy that you've seen every week since you were 7 years old come back in for his coffee. It's been really, really good. And we had people doing U-turns on the motorway. Oh wow, they're open. Do a UE, come back in. Hey man, give us a flat white. So that was fantastic too. That's obviously only going to build in time as well. It was the first day back. We've probably done about half what we normally do. Tomorrow should be slightly better. The day after slightly better. This time next week we should be back on board again and just pumping out coffees left, right, and centre.
Awesome.
In terms of the COVID response, Coffee at Ian's is perfectly set up for 2 metre distancing, for contactless pay, for text to coffee, for the whole lot. It's actually a really, really good environment. Not only that, you can also there's plenty of parking down there. You've seen the site yourself. There's about 100 car parks. So in terms of parking away from someone else, they've got circles out 2 metre distance apart. I think there's 6 circles on the ground there, so you can have 6 people standing there without coming into contact whilst the coffee's being made.
Awesome stuff. Well, Matty, lastly, as always, how do people find you? How can they get in touch?
Flybywire.co.nz is the best way to find us. From there, you just got to click on the phone button and you'll ring me straight away from your cell phone. You can also make bookings through our website. If you do go through Grab One, make a booking through our website, select Pay on Arrival and bring your voucher up. It's really, really that simple. Coffee at Ian's, of course, is Main Road, Paekakariki at the old BP service station. You can text us through there at our Coffee at Ian's website as well.
Thank you for your time today. Always a pleasure, my man. We'll catch up soon.
Thank you very much, Damian. Take care and have a wonderful day.